Now we go to Uruguay, where victims of the former military regime are getting a long overdue chance to speak out. These women were tortured, humiliated, and imprisoned some 30 years ago. It was the time of the military dictatorship in Uruguay. Thousands of people disappeared without a trace. Some 40,000 were jailed and tortured. All opposition was brutally suppressed. German director Volker Lösch is putting some of the regime's victims on the stage in Montevideo. 20 women are taking part in the project sponsored by the Goethe Institute in Uruguay.
Estaba embarazada. A él lo balearon y lo dejaron tirado en la calle. A mí me empezaron a torturar en mi casa y después me llevaron al cuartel.
I was most moved by the stories of women who were jailed with their small children, or who were pregnant and had to give their children up a year later. Now they have dysfunctional relationships with those children because they were unable to form bonds.
Antigone Oriental is about civil disobedience and its price. The ancient heroine Antigone pays with her life for defying the king's order and burying her brother. She was determined that her sibling would not remain an anonymous vanquished opponent. The drama ensures the suffering of these women is remembered. Their stories, like the one of Lara Garcia Arroyo, have yet to be told. As a student, she joined the opposition to the military regime. She was arrested, tortured, and fled the country. Many of her friends disappeared. Others spent years in prison.
Now we can keep alive the memories of those who were tortured, murdered, or simply taken away. My husband, for example, died as a result of being tortured. This is for him and for all of them, for people who no longer have a voice.
Laura and the other women had not spoken about much of their experiences before Volker Lösch came along. It's high time that their stories are heard. Lösch hopes the play will provoke change.
I want to change the reality for these women, to change the laws so that these women get justice. That's something that would have been unimaginable up to now. In Uruguay today, many no longer want to think about the past. They'd rather leave it buried, saying it's best to look forward and forget. Growing up in Uruguay, Lösch heard that sentiment again and again. Many of the regime's henchmen can no longer be prosecuted because the statute of limitations on their crimes has expired, an unbearable situation for the victims and their families. The premiere of Antigone Oriental is taking place in the Solis Theater in Montevideo. It comes after months of intensive rehearsals. The performance is sold out. Who will be in the audience? How will they react? They say, "Yo denuncio," I accuse. After Antigone's death, the women recite the names of well-known torturers who are still at large and going about their business today. At the end, they sing a mocking ditty known as a murga. Even the left is not spared. It questions why those who once fought the regime so bitterly are today blocking the passage of laws that would bring the torturers to justice. These women are breaking a taboo by speaking openly of their fate. Many in the audience have had similar experiences, but have never been able to speak of them. Laura's family attended, including her son and grandchildren.
Her story is theirs as well.
Finally, we've been able to open the doors and tell the whole world what happened here. And that we're getting an opportunity to do it, even actually to shout it out as we do in one part of the piece. That's absolutely great.
No es eso lo que va a remediar.